With the opening of the new Ralston Collection Center at the Alamo, Texans and tourists may now see more Alamo artifacts than ever before. This is the story of one Alamo artifact that you won't find in San Antonio and that Texans nearly lost forever. It's March 1836. The Alamo has fallen. Colonel William Barret Travis is dead, along with the other Alamo defenders. By this time, he was a divorced man who left behind a son, Charles, and a daughter, Susan. Both children had come to Texas by the late 1840s, and both died young. Susan Isabella Travis Grisette died in possession of the victory or death letter that her father wrote at the Alamo, and the Travis family Bible that her father may have had with him during the siege and the battle. In that book, in Travis's hand, are recorded his marriage as well as the births of both of his children. After Susan's death in 1868, the letter and the Bible passed to Susan's daughter, Mary Jane Grisette Davidson de Causey, the granddaughter of William Barret Travis. Let's sit a minute with the Alamo and the Travis letter to get some context. In 1882, the Catholic Church approached the state of Texas with their desire to sell the Alamo Church for $20,000, and the sale was completed in 1883. Meanwhile, the family of Travis's granddaughter were in dire financial straits by 1890. Travis's great-grandson, John G. Davidson, offered to sell the victory or death letter to the state for $250. And the state declined. You see, money for the acquisition of historical artifacts was not yet a priority of the Texas legislature. So Davidson came back with a counteroffer of $85. The state bought it. The $85 Texas paid for the letter is about $2,800 in today's money. An absolute bargain for a priceless artifact. The letter's permanent home now is the Texas State Library and Archives in Austin. It's been displayed to the public a dozen or so times since the state acquired it, and maybe you've seen it. So now that we know the family's financial situation by 1890 and how the state acquired the Alamo and its most famous letter, let's get back to the Bible. Mrs. de Causey offered to sell the Bible to the state in 1895. A joint resolution was gotten up in the Texas Senate to pay $1,000 for the Bible, in 4 annual installments of $250 each. This would help Mrs. de Causey financially and would preserve artifacts of Texas history, according to Senator James Pressler, who backed the resolution. In other words, it would be a win-win. The Senate wanted to dedicate $1,000 a year to the acquisition of artifacts of the state's history. Senator Pressler, in an appeal to the Texas House of Representatives, asked the following: "Do you think that as the years go by, the luster and glory of our heroic age will grow dim, and the few relics we have lessen in value? What price would generations of Texans to come place upon the original letter written by Travis on the 24th of February, 1836, from the beleaguered fortress of the Alamo as the cordons of death and the clouds of despair closed in around him?" Pressler said that the Travis letter would, quote, "ring out like a bugle call through all ages to come, inciting to valor and patriotism, and thrilling the hearts of unborn generations of Texans like a burst of martial music in the nighttime." Pressler reminded the House of Representatives that Travis's granddaughter was destitute and asked them not to do a cruel, ungrateful, and heartless thing to a descendant of an Alamo defender. But the House did not agree, and they did not pass the resolution. They felt $1,000 a year for historical artifacts was a little bit steep, and $500 a year seemed a little bit more reasonable. So the Bible was not purchased, and the Daughters of the Republic of Texas had to step in to help the de Causey family survive. In 1903, Mary Jane de Causey loaned the Travis Bible to the state, and then she promptly died, leaving the Bible in legal limbo. It was in possession of the state, but the state had not technically procured it. The Bible's legal ownership then passed to Annie Maud Davidson Satoon, Mary Jane's daughter, who passed away in 1966, but the Bible remained at the Texas State Library. In 2013, 2013, just a mere decade ago, the purchase from the descendants of William Barret Travis was finally completed. 110 years after it was first deposited with the state, the deal for the Bible was finally sealed. And that's how Texas came to acquire and preserve 2 treasured relics of the Alamo. Now, I have no idea what the state ultimately paid for the Bible or if it was just donated by Travis descendants. I'm looking into that, and I hope to find out soon. So have you ever seen the Travis letter or his Bible in person? Let us know down in the comments. We love to hear from you. Until next time, God in Texas, y'all.